Hello everyone and welcome to another Pokemon Trading Card Game Live video. My name is Jamie and today I'll be taking you through a new deck that has come out from the most recent expansion, which of course is Prismatic Evolutions, which has just been released. But of course, just before we do go into the video, if you do like this type of content, you want to see some more content related to the Pokemon Trading Card game, then as always hit that subscribe button and of course like the video, that would be great. So let's have a look today at the deck of today. So Prismatic Evolutions has just been released and this is probably the best place I think to start given how popular these Eevee archetypes are. So today we're looking at Flareon EX, which is this card here. It is a stage 1, it's a Tera Pokemon, one of the new Tera Pokemon with 270 HP. And it has 2 attacks which are quite interesting. So it's got Burning Charge there for 130 damage. And you can choose up to 2 basic energy cards from your deck and attach them to one of your Pokemon, then you shuffle your deck. But it's a second attack that we're looking at, which deals 280 damage. Of course, during your next turn, you cannot use this attack. It does require a bit of an awkward amount of energy to kind of power it up, which is 1 fire, 1 water, and 1 lightning. But as always with these Tera Pokemon, there are kind of ways around it, which is kind of what we're looking at, what we're utilizing here. So it is worth noting that the second attack here features on all of the evolutions here, all the evolutions from the Kanto region, i.e. Jolteon EX, and of course Vaporeon. But out of the 3 starters, the best one without a doubt is Flareon EX. That's the one that we're kind of utilizing here mostly. But the idea basically is just that they all have their own individual attacks. Jolteon here has Flashing Spear, does also the same attack for 280 damage, has Free Retreat, so it kind of maneuvers quite nicely, so the next turn you can use the same attack for 280 damage. And Flareon has a retreat cost of 2, so it makes it not so versatile. Has an interesting attack in Severe School as well, so which hits EXs, all EXs for 60 damage, which is okay, that's not too bad. But again, it's a water type, and it can hit some weaknesses in the format. So between the 3 starters, the 3 Kanto Pokemon, we can hit quite a lot of weaknesses in the format with the same energy requirement, which is basically the idea or the concept of the deck. However, we're playing a 3-1-1 line, and we're focusing predominantly here on Flareon EX. That is the idea. So yeah, 280 damage, that's quite a lot of damage, hit some numbers as well, which is very good. Of course, we probably will be, I think we're probably 2-shotting things at best, or if it's a stage 2, if it's a stage 1, however, then we're probably knocking most things out, I would assume. So, but yeah, that's the idea of the deck, is to kind of utilize the weaknesses in the deck and try and knock things out. We also have Eevee as well. Same energy requirement, does 200 damage. Not bad, but it also has Rainbow DNA, so that can actually evolve into its other evolution counterparts there from the Kanto region. So all the evolutions actually, but in this deck, the Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon. So that's also not bad. So we're playing a few copies of that to try and maximize starting with it. So, of course, the Eevee is an EX Pokemon, but we do have the other Eevee in here as well. We've also got this one for the boosted evolution, basically. So when it's in the active spot on your first turn, we can evolve it. So we can try and evolve a little bit quicker. Because our Pokemon are Tera Pokemon, we can also utilize Hoothoot and Noctowl, which that is pretty self-explanatory. And of course, we have some other Pokemon in here. Fan Rotom, just to search out our colorless Pokemon. The engine does come from colorless Pokemon, so we do need Fan Rotom. We can search out Hoothoots, Noctowls, and Eevees, of course. We have, of course, the Fezandipiti EX, that's pretty standard. Shouldn't really need to explain too much about that. Victini we have here. Victini has the Victory Cheer ability, so basically, so attacks of your evolution fire Pokemon do 10 more damage. Now, while that's probably not too much, it might add up some numbers. Mostly think of Terrapagos EX, because Terrapagos plays Buffalant, so 230 plus 60, that becomes 290. We're dealing here 280, so the plus 10 gives us that 290. That gives us a knockout on Terrapagos EX, which is a popular archetype in the format. So you do have that. And of course, just the 1 copy if we are going second and we want to try and stall our opponent out a little bit. Probably the most powerful card from the new release and new expansion, which is Budew. We can attach for we can attack for no energy, item lock our opponent, do 10 damage, which might be significant, especially against things like Terrapagos, and it has free retreat as well, so we can retreat that Pokemon, and we can also then start utilizing our attacks here, our 280s. So, of course, it does say that during your next turn, this Pokemon cannot use this attack again. However, if you retreat it to the bench and then you promote it to the active spot again, or you go into another Flareon or another Jolteon, then we can continue using that attack and attacking with 280 damage. So that's the idea. Great, so that's the concept of the deck. Of course, we are focused on having a lot of Eevees in there, despite it not being so good, and there is a reason for that, and that is because here we are playing Glass Trumpet. So if we have Tera Pokemon to play, we can use Glass Trumpet. We can try and power up our Pokemon a little bit faster, just that little bit quicker. That's why we have 3 copies of Eevee EX in there. We have a lot of Pokemon that are searchable with that have less than 70 HP, so therefore we've got 4 Buddy-Buddies. That is pretty standard. Ultra Balls are in there, Nest Balls in there, we've got 1 Mela in there as well. Supporter line, yeah, we've got Arvens, Bosses, Ionos are standard. We've got 1 Area 0 just in case we need it. We can drop off things like the Fan Rotoms once we don't need them anymore. Tera Orb as well, we've got that in there to search us out some Tera Pokemon. And then some switching cards, things like Rescue Board, things like Switch. And our A-spec of choice is Sparkling Crystal. So you can also utilize that as well, and that basically enables us to get off those 280s much quicker as well. We can search that out with, of course, Arven as well, so we can get a tool card. We can get things like Glass Trumpet and Sparkling Crystal in a single turn, so that's pretty good. And then energy line, we're looking a little bit like this. So we've gone 5-3-3 here. This is what we're playing, this is what we're utilizing. Obviously the emphasis is, of course, on the fire energy, as we are attacking with Flareon mostly, so that's why we've gone for a 5-3-3 there. So yeah, that's pretty good. That is all okay. That is the line, that's what we're playing. And of course, yeah, every deck has a theory, every deck has a concept, but let's go play a game with it and let's test it and see how it runs. Okay, let's go with heads. Let's see. So if we go first, then we can try and evolve our Eevee. If we go second, we can also try and evolve our Eevee as well. Although what we can do if we are going, I think if we're going second, we can actually evolve first turn, and then we can also look, if we get an Arven, we can attach energy and Sparkling Crystal. That would get off some damage. However, if we are going second, we might want to lead with Budew, because we can item lock our opponent. That is the benefit of having Budew in the deck. So let's see. Pidgeot V. Okay, hopefully it's not Snorlax. I don't want to play against another Snorlax. Let's see what they have. It does look like Snorlax. Oh, alright. Okay, it's not so bad, I guess, although don't really want the Fezandipiti on the bench. Cool. This is going to be very interesting if I try and item lock them. I don't really know how this is going to work. Let's just, let's do that. Let's get, I guess we know. Do we want? They're not going to knock anything out, so we've got 2 of these on the bench. I guess just Hoots, I guess. That would make sense. Let's attach for turn. Let's attach to our, let's go to, I guess we go to the Eevee EX. I think that makes a bit more sense. And, okay, we're not really looking too good hand-wise, but what we can do is item lock our opponent and Itchy Pollen. So, they don't have a Snorlax active, which means we can try and Itchy Pollen them, so they can't retreat unless they have an energy, which I'm pretty sure most Snorlax builds don't tend to play energy these days. I don't know, let's see. So, how are we doing retreat-wise on the bench? So, Eevee has got just the one retreat cost. Eevee X has got another one as well. We can use Rescue Board to get that out. Cool, 1-1-1. I think we're okay. We've got just the Rescue Board. We've got Switch in hand as well. But this should be interesting. Not the matchup that I was expecting. Let's just say that. I was expecting to hit some weaknesses. Although saying that, what we can do is try, if we can, knock out that Pidgeot V. If we get a Jolteon, actually, we can knock that out. We can hit weakness on it. Well, we can hit weakness on it. Well, hit weakness, but we can knock it out. 210 HP. We could knock that out anyway with any of the evolutions, really. It's got 10 damage on there from the Budew, which means that Eevee starts to become in range as well. How can we get some energy into this? Okay, we need some... we've got the Noctowl, which that is pretty good. Let's see, what do we want here? We need to try and... Yes, that's Jewel Seeker. The question is, what do we get here? I think we need an Earthen Vessel because we need to get some stuff, I think. Do we get Sparkling Crystal? Because we can hit 200 with Eevee, so we can Sparkling Crystal Energy for that. That will get the knockout. And we've got Switch in hand, so we're going to back into Budew as well. That would work. I believe that's it, but then we're a little bit short of a supporter for the next turn. We are a little bit short of a supporter for the next turn, but we do take 2 prizes, so I think that's the play. That is a play. Earthen Vessel, we're not really needing Victini for this matchup, I don't believe. Let's get some energy. We'll get a... what have we got? We've got lightning on board, I think. Yeah, cool. Okay, so we'll get one of each. That's fine. Cool. Stash that there. Let's Sparkling Crystal. And let's retreat. Let's get Eevee into the active spot. Let's get a knockout on this Pidgeot. And then hopefully that means that... well, I mean, they've got Super Rod anyway. They'll have to try and do that to get it back. But at least it gets the 2 prize cards. We want to definitely try and get in the lead with this deck. And see what we can do. And Eevee's not restricted to... it doesn't have the drawback effect of the other evolutions in the respect that we... oh no, we cannot attack. We can attack again the following turn actually, so that's pretty good. If they get Rotom, Mimikyu, okay. All right. Yeah, well, I'll have to go aggro item lock maybe. Although we have kind of activated the counter catchers, which is not good, not ideal, but it's inevitable, I guess. Eerie, okay. Ugh, okay. There's my switch and Glass Trumpet. Okay. So I think we've got another switch in deck. We can Arven, we can get the switch out, and then go for the knockout on Snorlax, I guess. Yeah, although, do we just want to go aggro Budew and try and do that? Maybe that could work, I don't know. So that can't retreat over. We'll have to Arven anyway. So switch. We've got no more tools in deck, that is fine. It's quite... you know what? The thing is they're going to use more counter catches, but we've probably got bosses as well. I mean, we can get a knockout with Eevee. We could get a knockout with Eevee here. Let's just do it. I was just thinking if it's worth just like stalling them out a little bit with Budew, but I don't think that's the play. I don't think that is what we should be doing here. Let's just try and get a knockout. See if we can get ahead on the prize exchange. Good. Not the Fan Rotom. Wait, oh no, we didn't play Fan Rotom. Oh, did we? No, we didn't. Okay. Cool. I think that might be a... okay, that's kind of what I was expecting. I think that might... Did I put 2 Fan Rotom in deck? Because I think I have to go back and check, but there's not supposed to be 2 Fan Rotom in deck. If that is the case. So I think... oh, maybe I'm not too sure. I have to go back through the list and have a look. I think it was Buddy-Buddy, and then that's why I was confusing myself. Okay, so this is actually where Budew becomes super useful, because because they've got Fan on there right now, and we can get around that Fan because we don't have need any energy to. Cool. Nice. Okay. Cool. Let's rescue board that. Let's retreat that and get Budew. Put that in active or item lock them, and we're not getting the drawback of the. Cool. Water. No, it's not going to really help us that much. Cool. I'd rather evolve that into a Jolteon or something to just have the free retreat, if that makes any difference. But yeah, cool. So we'll Itchy Pollen. They can't use any. They can't use Counter Catch or anything like that. So that's good. And we'll try and slowly knock out this Mimikyu. We could boss this around it. We could boss this and get that. That's probably another way of trying to get around this. Is bossing things up. Oh, okay. They've got bosses as well. Okay, so attach, boss that Snorlax and knock it out. I don't know. We do kind of need. I think we'll try and play a little bit more conservatively. I think we'll just try and use Budew. This is not ideal, not the type of matchup I was looking for. Certainly not. I was looking for something just to hit some weaknesses, but nonetheless, this also works as well. Cool. Yeah, bosses is another way of getting. As long as that Mimikyu is on, we need something that is not Snorlax, basically, to stay in play. Oh, nice. Okay. I don't think it doesn't show you what they get back. I presume they're going to get at bosses. Let's have a look at the obvious targets here. Bosses and Eerie, maybe, or Counter Catcher. I don't know what they're thinking. Bosses counter. Doesn't show you what they put back in or on the top of the deck. So bosses has gone back. I don't know what the other thing was. It should really show you that because it's public information. That should be a factor. So they're probably going to boss something up now. All right. Assuming next turn they're going to boss up something and keep that stuck in the active. I think that's what they're thinking of doing right now. So I think that let's do that. Boss this up so we just knock it out, and then we can just continue sort of trying to drag them down a little bit with Budew. Alright, and then we've got in hand as well. Oh, nice, we've got Glass Trumpet. I think we ditched an energy as well, so we can try and utilize that, try and get that back. But we don't have any Tera Pokemon, I don't think. I think it has to be on the bench, has to be a bench Pokemon. Yeah, we could evolve no, because it's not a colorless Pokemon. So, okay. Cool, alright, we'll have to just switch out to Eevee, switch out Eevee to Budew and just try and aggro Itchy Pollen. So, okay, it's another new card. So, up to 2 support, you discard piles into your hand, it goes, yeah, cool, no, that's okay, there we go. That's fine, PGV. Ooh, PGV, say. Okay, I was going back in deck. Okay, I thought that was my out to winning. Cool. All right. Nice. Okay. Can we get a 1 retreat cost? I suppose we could stick that on the bench. That we can Glass Trumpet, I guess. Yeah, that might work. So we can get a 60 for that. We can't really power it up. It has to be sort of. Basically, okay, so there's 2 bench colors Pokemon so we can get. Yeah, because we could probably, could we get a win here? Alright, alright, Glass Trumpet. Okay, let's just get, I'm just wondering if we can get a win here. So there's 1 energy. I think we can. I think we can knock this out. Let's get a Noctowl there. Do we have Jewel Seeker? Yes. Do we have a Earthen Vessel? We do, and I believe we have the resources in deck to try and see. Yeah. I'll just take a bosses just in case. So Earthen Vessels, just and just check all just to make sure I'm pretty sure. Nice. Okay. Right. So let's ditch that. Let's ditch Fan Rotom. So grab some energy. Let's just fire because why not? What do we need? I guess we'll take a water. Okay, let's put that there onto Noctowl. Very good. Retreat that. And yeah, we'll just ditch that. And then I think we've got, oh no, they ditched the Glass Trumpet, right. And let's Speedwing for the knockout. And there we go. That is how you take down Snorlax. So, nice. Certainly not the matchup that I was hoping for. I was hoping for something a bit more aggressive, like trying to knock out some something. There we go. Yeah, something where I was kind of like, I guess, hitting weaknesses, I suppose. Yeah, trying to utilize the fact that I've got like 3 different typings in the deck and try and knock out things with weakness and stuff. But either way, that is a little bit about the deck. That is Eevee EX for you. So Eevee was actually the MVP of that. So I suppose that's one of the benefits of Eevee is that it does less damage, but you can attack every turn for 200, which is still pretty solid. So yeah, nice. There you go, guys. That is Eevee EX, or should I say Flareon EX, was supposed to be Flareon EX. So let me know what you think of the deck. Let me know if there's any changes you would like to add or things that you would want to play with this deck. If you want the list, it's in the description box below. Go copy and paste it, put it into your Trading Card Game Live accounts, and test the deck and let me know what you think. But yeah, if you do like this type of content, you want to see some more content related to the Pokemon Trading Card Game, as always, hit that subscribe button and of course like the video. That would be amazing. But yeah, there you go, guys. That is Flareon EX or /Eevee EX for you. So thank you very much for watching, and see you all in the next one.